Before getting thrown in the slammer, this bard dude named Edgin Darvis was all about the Harper gig. You know, those peacekeeper folks. But then some punk disciples of a red wizard he had busted went ahead and offed his wifey. Harsh, right? So, Edgin teamed up with his badass barbarian chick named Holga Kilgore and decided to turn a life of thievery. Hey there, fellow fantasy and adventure enthusiasts! Brace yourselves for an epic journey into the magical realm of Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, hitting the big screens in 2023. Prepare to be whisked away into a world of enchantment as a brand new cast of characters embarks on an extraordinary quest through the realms of swords and sorcery. Get ready to encounter peculiar creatures, face thrilling challenges, and unravel mind-boggling mysteries along the way. Don't keep this incredible adventure to yourself. Spread the word far and wide among your friends and family, because this is one cinematic experience that no fantasy fan should miss. Get your dice ready, grab your popcorn, and get ready for a wild ride in Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. They got themselves a crew with an amateur sorcerer named Simon Aumar, a rogue conman named Forge Fitzwilliam, and this mysterious lady friend of Forge named Sofina. Now here's where the craziness starts. Edgin and Holga thought it'd be a brilliant idea to steal this fancy tablet of Reawakening from a Harper stronghold to bring back Edgin's dead missus. Talk about desperate. But guess what? They totally botched the job and ended up getting nabbed while their buddies made a run for it. Bummer, right? So check it out. After spending a solid 2 years in the ice-cold slammer in Revel's End, Edgin and Holga finally managed to bust out. The crazy part? They didn't even know that they had been pardoned. Talk about bad timing. Anyway, these two escape artists make their way to Neverwinter, only to find out that their buddy Forge has gone and become the big boss there. Yeah, apparently, the previous lord took an unexpected nap and Forge swooped in to fill the void. Quite the career leap, right? Here's where things get juicy. Turns out, Forge has been looking after Edgin's daughter, Kira, and he's been feeding her this twisted story that Edgin got himself locked up because he was a greedy troublemaker. Ouch, that's gotta sting. But wait, there's more. Get this. Sofina, the mysterious lady friend of Forge. Yeah, turns out she's actually a red wizard. Dun dun dun. And get this. They were in cahoots the whole time, scheming and planning to orchestrate Edgin and Holga's capture. Talk about a double whammy of betrayal. So, Sofina, the backstabbing lady, tries to off Edgin and Holga. But these two are like, nah, not today. They manage to slip away and hatch a plan. And what's that plan, you ask? Well, they're gonna raid Forge's vault and rescue Kira during the epic High Sun Games. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride. Now here's the deal. Edgin and Holga need that fancy tablet thingy to prove their innocence to Kira. And, oh yeah, to bring back Edgin's dearly departed wife. Talk about a tall order, right? But hey, they're up for the challenge. Here's where things get interesting. The High Sun Games were actually banned, but Forge, that sneaky lord, goes ahead and brings them back. Why? Well, he's all about making that sweet tourist moolah, so he figures the games will bring in the crowds. Can't argue with the guy's knack for making a buck, I guess. Edgin and Holga figure they need some backup for this heist, so they go hunting for their buddy Simon, the amateur sorcerer. And guess what? He's totally down to help. But wait, there's more. Simon suggests they also recruit this druid dude named Doric, who's all about protecting his forest community from the evil forced logging ordered by Forge. Looks like they've got themselves a ragtag team of misfits ready to take on the world. Doric, the druid extraordinaire, decides to shapeshift into a fly. Yeah, you heard that right. A fly. He sneaks his tiny insect self into Forge's castle and discovers that the vault is protected by some crazy magical defenses put in place by this dude Mordenkainen. And guess what? Simon, the wannabe sorcerer, can't figure out how to disable them. But fear not, my friends, because Simon has a brilliant idea. He suggests they get their hands on this nifty magic relic called the Helm of Disjunction. Supposedly, this thing can knock out those pesky defenses. Easy peasy, right? So off they go on a quest to find it. Now get ready for the spooky part. They end up in this old graveyard of all places to ask Holga's dead ancestors for help. Talk about a family reunion from beyond the grave. And get this, Simon whips out this talisman that can temporarily bring the dead back to life, just long enough for them to answer 5 questions each. Talk about a limited time offer. The corpses spilled the beans and revealed that they gave the helm to some dude named Zenk Yandar, who was a paladin that left his country. Thay. Why, you ask? Well, turns out this big bad guy named Zaz Tam was turning Thayans into an undead army. Yikes. Oh, and there's a little oopsie along the way. They didn't quite ask enough questions, and one of the corpses is left alive. Yeah, talk about an awkward situation. I guess they'll have to deal with that undead chatterbox now. Good luck, team. Alright, buckle up, folks, because here's where the real adventure begins. Zenk, after making Edgin swear on his mama's pancakes to share the loot with the common folks, becomes our trusty guide through the freaky Underdark. Yeah, they're on a mission to grab the helm thingy. No biggie. But wait, there's more. Holga, the fierce barbarian, whips out this teleportation staff she snagged from her halfling ex-hubby. Talk about holding onto some interesting souvenirs, right? So, armed with the staff and Zenk's guidance, they embark on their epic relic retrieval quest. Can't wait to see how this pans out. And wouldn't you know it? Just when things start looking up, those pesky Thayan assassins come sniffing around. Sofina must have sent them. That sneaky little double-crosser. But hey, Zenk isn't one to back down from a fight. He jumps in, swings his sword around like a boss, and helps the gang escape the clutches of those deadly assassins. What a hero! Oh, and did I mention they also encountered this chubby red dragon named Thembertrod? Yeah, this dragon's got a bit of a weight problem, but don't let that fool you. It's still a terrifying creature. Luckily, Zenk and the gang managed to slip away from the dragon's greedy clutches before bidding farewell to their pal Zenk. Talk about an action-packed ride. Can't wait to see what other crazy stuff awaits our fearless crew. Simon, our lovable wannabe sorcerer, can't quite wrap his head around how to master the power of that helm thingy. So, they come up with a new plan. They decide to use the trusty old staff to sneak into the vault while everyone's distracted by the games. Sneaky, sneaky. Simon and Holga, the dynamic duo, go all stealth mode and manage to slip past the magical door that's sealed up tighter than a pickle jar. But guess what? They walk right into an empty room. Talk about a major anticlimax. I bet they were expecting some epic loot or something. But nope. Just an empty space and a magical trap to spice things up. And here's where the plot thickens. Sofina, that tricky shapeshifter, decides to play a little game of pretend. She disguises herself as Kira, the daughter of Edgin, and catches them off guard. Next thing you know, poor Edgin is subdued like a puppy in a snuggle fest. Not cool, Sofina. As if things weren't already wild enough, the whole group gets captured and gets roped into participating in the games. Yeah, talk about being forced to play against your will. But hey, our gang isn't one to sit back and take it. They managed to pull off a daring escape from the stadium. That's what I call teamwork. Hang on tight, folks, because this adventure is far from over. Can't wait to see what other crazy twists and turns lie ahead for our fearless crew. Because Doric, our shape-shifting druid, stumbles upon a shocking revelation. Turns out, that sneaky Forge dude has loaded up all the treasure onto a boat and is getting ready to make a run for it. Well, well, well. Looks like he's not planning on sharing the wealth. But fear not, our crafty group of misfits is always one step ahead. They decide to snatch that boat right from under Forge's nose. Talk about a pirate-worthy heist. And guess what? They managed to rescue Kira from that scoundrel Forge, who was threatening the poor girl's life. Nobody messes with our crew's loved ones. As they sail away to safety, the gang starts connecting the dots. Sofina, the mastermind behind it all, had orchestrated those games to gather a massive crowd. Why, you ask? Well, get this. She planned on using some cursed mojo to turn everyone into a groaning, undead army. Talk about a party foul. But hold your horses, because our heroes aren't about to let that happen. They come up with a genius plan. They head back to the city, but instead of carrying Forge's stolen riches on the boat, they use that trusty teleportation staff to whisk the loot away. And get this. They scatter it all over the city using hot air balloons. Oh boy, things take a serious turn here. Sofina, mad as a hornet, launches a full-on attack on our gang. But hey, Guess who finally gets their act together? Simon, the wannabe sorcerer, finally masters his magic mojo and puts a stop to Sofina's fancy time stop spell. Way to go, Simon. In the meantime, little Kira, bless her sneaky heart, whips out this invisibility pendant that Edgin and Holga gave her back in the day. She uses it to slap an anti-magic bracelet on Sofina. Talk about turning the tables, right? You go, Kira. But hold on tight, because things take a real dark twist. Doric, in his owlbear form, goes all beast mode on Sofina and ends up squashing her like a bug with some falling debris. Yikes. Talk about a seriously rough way to go. Good riddance, Sofina. But wait, there's more. Holga, the poor thing, gets fatally injured during the chaos. It's a real tearjerker, folks. But fear not, because Edgin ain't about to let her go that easily. He whips out the tablet and pulls off some resurrection magic, bringing Holga back from the brink. Talk about a heartfelt moment of true love and sacrifice. Pass the tissues, please. And check this out. Edgin finally comes to terms with his own selfish motivations for wanting to bring back his wife, realizing that Holga has become a true part of their family. It's a real moment of growth and acceptance. Well done, Edgin. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. The old Lord of Neverwinter, now back in action, declares our gang heroes of the realm. Talk about a big win for the underdogs. As for Forge, that slippery dude gets shipped off to Revel's End, just like Edgin and Holga were before. But let's just say his escape skills don't quite measure up. Revel's End won't be seeing any epic jailbreaks from him, that's for sure. Farewell, brave adventurers. We hope you enjoyed delving into the magical world of Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Don't forget to smash that like button and spread the word to your fellow fantasy enthusiasts and game night companions. They won't want to miss out on this incredible journey. Stay tuned for more updates and discussions on the latest fantasy blockbusters and thrilling tabletop adventures. May your dice roll high and your loot be plentiful. Until we meet again in the realms of magic and mystery. Thanks for joining us, and let the dice decide your fate.